Your neighbor drives a 12-year-old Honda Civic with a cracked bumper. You've seen him jumpstart it twice this year. What you don't know is that he's sitting on $2.8 million. Your other neighbor leases a Mercedes. He posts the keys on his story every time he picks it up. What you don't know about him is that he's 4 missed paychecks away from his bank calling his phone. Same street, same driveway width, completely different universe. This isn't a coincidence. It's a system. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Somewhere along the way, you were taught that looking successful and being successful were the same thing. They're not. In fact, for most people, they're opposites. The more successful you look, the less successful you usually are. Strange, right? Let's slow down and look at why. Think about who benefits when you look wealthy. Your employer, for one. A company doesn't want an employee who could walk away tomorrow. It wants one who can't. So it quietly rewards the behaviors that keep you tethered. The bigger apartment, the newer car, the vacations that need to be posted to be enjoyed. Every one of those things raises your monthly overhead. And a high monthly overhead is a leash. Executives sometimes call this, half-jokingly, the golden handcuffs. You're not being paid to be happy. You're being paid to be compliant. And the easiest way to make someone compliant is to make sure they need the paycheck more than the paycheck needs them. Here's a question. If you lost your job tomorrow, how many months could you last without changing your lifestyle at all? For most people who look wealthy, the answer is 1, maybe 2. For the man in the old Civic, the answer might be 20 years. He could theoretically never work again. But he still packs his lunch. Why would someone with millions of dollars still pack a sandwich in a paper bag? Because he understands something most people never learn. Looking poor isn't a failure. It's a strategy. And looking rich comes with a hidden fee that nobody tells you about. Call it the visibility tax. The visibility tax is what the world charges you the moment it decides you have money. It shows up everywhere, and it's almost never labeled. The mechanic quotes you $900 for a repair that costs $400 because your watch told him you could afford it. The insurance company adjusts your premium upward because your zip code and your car model suggest a higher payout ceiling. The friend who just needs a small loan comes to you first, not your quiet neighbor, because everyone already knows who looks like they have it. Even charities and fundraisers find you faster. Wealth, once visible, becomes a public resource. Everyone gets a hand in it except you. Compare that to invisibility. If nobody can tell what you're worth, nobody can price you accordingly. Nobody targets you, nobody resents you, nobody asks. You move through the world at the base rate, not the looks like he can afford it rate. That difference, compounded over decades, is enormous. There's research behind this, and it's more counterintuitive than you'd expect. A famous study on American millionaires found that the median price they paid for their most recent car was just over $30,000. Not a luxury number, a Camry number, a Civic number. Most of them weren't buying to impress anyone because most of them had already stopped needing to. The economist Thorstein Veblen had a name for the opposite behavior almost 130 years ago. He called it conspicuous consumption, spending not to enjoy a thing, but to be seen owning it. The tragedy is that conspicuous consumption is most common in exactly the income bracket that can least afford it. The people with the least cushion are the ones buying the loudest signals. Let's make this concrete with 2 people. Call them Ray and Dean. Both 28, both earning the same salary, $91,000 a year, at the same mid-sized logistics company. Same starting line.
Ray wants a truck. Not just a truck. The loaded one. The one with the leather interior and the chrome package. $72,000 out the door. He finances it over 6 years. His payment comes to $1,100 a month once insurance is folded in. He feels good pulling into the office parking lot. People notice. That matters to him. Dean buys a used pickup, 4 years old, cash, $11,000. His insurance and maintenance run him about $210 a month. Nobody notices Dean's truck. Nobody's supposed to. Here's where it gets interesting. Dean takes the difference, roughly $890 a month, the gap between what Ray pays and what Dean pays, and instead of spending it, he invests it every single month
into a simple index fund. He doesn't check it often. He doesn't talk about it. He just automates it and moves on with his life. Run that forward 30 years at a historically reasonable market return, and that $890 a month becomes just under $2.4 million. $2.4 million, sitting quietly, built entirely from the gap between looking rich and being rich. Ray, meanwhile, is on his 6th truck by then. He's paid for the same depreciating asset 5 separate times, plus interest, plus insurance premiums padded by that affordability the insurer assumed he had. Same starting salary, same 28-year-old man. 2 completely different lives, and the fork in the road was a truck payment neither of them thought twice about at the time. This is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Ray isn't reckless. Ray isn't stupid. Ray is completely normal. He did exactly what he was told success looks like. He just never ran the math on what that image was actually costing him, month after month, for 3 decades. So what do you do with this? You don't need to swear off nice things forever, and nobody's asking you to live like a monk. What you need is a shift in identity, from consumer to owner. A consumer's decisions are driven by how something will be perceived. An owner's decisions are driven by what something will compound into. Those are 2 entirely different operating systems. And most people spend their whole lives running the wrong one without realizing it. Try this for the next 2 years. 730 days. Call it a quiet rebellion. First, downgrade the one purchase that's currently working against you the hardest. For most people, that's the car. Not because cars are evil, but because a car is the single largest visible but declining asset most households carry. Second, redirect whatever gap that downgrade creates straight into ownership. Index funds, retirement accounts, anything that compounds while you sleep. Third, adopt what you might call a stealth wealth protocol. Stop discussing your net worth, your raises, your investment wins, even with people you trust. Buy things for what they do, not for what they say about you. And measure your progress in a completely different unit than everyone around you. Not salary, not job title, but time to freedom. How many months could you walk away and be fine? That number, quietly climbing every year, is the only scoreboard that actually matters. Your neighbor in the old Civic isn't hiding his money because he's ashamed of it. He's hiding it because he's protecting it. He figured out, probably by accident, that the visibility tax is optional. He opted out. The Mercedes in the other driveway is still paying it every single month, whether he realizes it or not. You've seen the beat-up Civic before. You've probably judged it, just a little, without meaning to. Next time you see one, look again. It might be the quietest, richest car on the entire street. Love the content? Drop a like and subscribe. Your support keeps me motivated to drop more valuable content for you.